and welcome to Melissa's Grace Studio. Today we are going to talk about this question. When code generation is quicker than ever, how do we keep up as quality professionals? So this is a question I've had a lot lately with people in the quality and testing community. And also the other day, I had this conversation in an interview. And since that interview, I've had a bit of a reflection about a better answer. So I think I initially kind of reacted to the question, and perhaps I could have taken a step back and thought about this in a little bit more detail. But my initial reaction was, well, automation test code can be created quickly too. So when they often talk about code creation, AI generating code really quickly, they're often talking about product code and building products really quickly. However, we can create automation test code really quickly as well. So I believe you can use AI as a learning partner to accelerate what you're doing. So very recently, I experimented and I used AI as a learning partner to set up Playwright really quickly and write a couple of tests. And I believe anyone can do that within 30 minutes to an hour if they kind of focus and, follow a set path. If you're interested in that, I've written that on my blog, fishoutthebox.medium.com, and I'll share that in the comments below. I just think it's easier than ever to get involved with test automation. I remember when I first started to learn test automation, I would always have to lean on an expert. It never quite clicked for me. But, using AI now, it can really help accelerate my learning and I can do things really quickly, which is really exciting. But yeah, to go back to the question that we're trying to answer here, this was my initial reaction. And then on top of that, I talked a little bit about quality planning. And then this is really where I think the full answer comes into place, is that, okay, AI can create code really quickly, but we still have to create a quality management system. So if we just simplify it into 3 phases or 3 steps or 3 parts, however you want to phrase it: quality planning, quality control, and quality continuous improvement. It's really that basic, but there is a lot of things in each of those, and I'll just cover it very briefly. There's a lot more to this, and I can always go over this in future videos. So what do we mean when we're talking about quality planning? So they're talking about creating code really quickly and building stuff, at lightning speed. However, why are they building the thing? What's the purpose of it? So it might sound really cool, oh yeah, we can build the thing really quickly, but what is it that actually building? Why do we want it in the first place? Is it just going to be a thing that no one uses? So that then leads into the next question. Who is it for? What value does it provide to them? And then going on from that, we have to then think about what standards. So these could be things like compliance or particular things in your industry. An important one is around data, and that's data compliance. And then we can also think about principles. So what do you want to help drive and make decisions? So some common ones for me are like thinking about risk, thinking about testability from the start, like can we actually test this? And then I've thrown in non-functionals, but often I talk about those as quality product criteria. Things like accessibility, observability, reliability, security, and so on. As often that conversation gets left and moved into more of the control part, but actually we want to plan this stuff as much as we can from the start about what we need to consider and get in the right mindset before we even build anything. So planning is just so important. So I think learning skills and quality planning is really going to excel your career as a quality engineering professional and really get involved in all this AI era that we're going through at the moment. So the next thing is quality control, and I really like the term actually quality signals. I heard this very recently on a podcast somewhere, if I can remember and find it, I will of course give them credit. And if it was you that used that, please just add a note in the comment. I'd love to, give you credit for that. But yeah, it's like quality signals. Like, have we built what we intended? So often there's like an idea of what we want to build, and sometimes that doesn't link up with what we actually built. So I think it's like looking at that, like what was the overall purpose and are we aligned to that? I've had instances where customers have turned around and said, that's not actually what we wanted. So, like, getting feedback at this stage is really important. Finding a way to like demonstrate things to your customers super early, and then you can steer the product build even before you've deployed it to any kind of production environment. So yeah, have we built what the users wanted and needed, and finding ways to get that feedback. And of course, there's all the usual things like code peer review, automated code, exploratory testing. You know, just this is really after the code has been written and thinking about that quality control. Thinking about it just to add to the prior stage in quality planning, you could think about the design and that type of stuff before anything is even built. The last one, the third part, is the continuous improvement part and the learning and taking action to improve. Often quality engineering leaders or professionals are brought in to sort out a bit of a mess. They're saying there's a huge change failure rate, they're getting a lot of incidents in production, and we really need someone to come in and help us steer what we're doing. And I think the best way to do this is to gather data. So the first thing I would do if I walked into an organisation is look at the data. First of all, making sure, are they actually recording the problems they're getting in production? So that's the first thing that you need to do. And then secondly, how often are they looking at the data and what they need to, looking for patterns and trends. So, for example, if you looked at a number of issues in production, are they in an area of particular product, in a part of, in the part of the product, is it, for example, I don't know, forms or registration or whatever that may be. And then also you can look at things like, is it a particular non-functional, like is it accessibility, security? Is there something that we can do to then feed back into the process? So yeah, I think overall my answer to this question, initially I reacted to the question and, perhaps like got a bit defensive, but actually let's all take a bit of a step back and think about how we've always worked as quality professionals, looking at these three things: the quality planning, the quality control, and continuous improvement. So it's a big feedback, loop and cycle, and there's lots of different quality signals that you can get along the way. So yeah, I hope this helps if you get asked this question in an interview, or if it helps you in the workplace. Just think about these three different things. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you've got to the end of it, I really appreciate your support. It has been a while since I posted a video on YouTube, and that's because I've been in a new role. So I've been in a contract role that is lasting until the end of March. So you know what it's like when you join a new project, that you're getting up to speed with their processes, the products, getting to know people. So it's really taken a lot of my energy and time, but now I'm feeling more settled. I know what I'm doing. So, I've got a little bit more energy to do these things. So I'm hoping to do a few more videos over the upcoming weeks and write on my blog. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, then please let me know. But again, thank you so much if you're here at the end supporting my content. I really do appreciate it. And if you've got any answers to this question, I'd love to learn from you. So what do you do when AI code generation is through the roof, and how do you respond as a quality engineer? I really look forward to hearing your responses. So I hope you're all well and having a wonderful Sunday, or whatever day of the week that you're listening to this on, and I will speak to you all soon. Okay, take care.